YouTube, welcome back, and today I'm going to show you the basics of how to drift in Forza Horizon 4. So, to get things started, we're going to be doing this on the controller, and we're going to show you how to drift and how to set up the cars perfectly. Also in this, we'll showcase some of the best cars that I use to drift with, and some things you can use to drift yourself. So, to get things started with drifting, I'm going to show you my settings and how I've set up my Mazda MX5. Now, as a starter drifter, the Mazda MX5 is a brilliant choice. Reason being, plenty of customization, and it's a brilliant all-round drifter. And also, look at how happy it is.
Hello.
So, there's a few ways you can fully customize your Mazda MX5. You can do a full, complete custom upgrade, or if you're feeling super lazy, you can find a tune. Now, me personally, I would recommend doing this completely custom to your preference. I always modify my drift cars to the max, because that's just how I drift. The more power, the easier it is to drift in my eyes. However, if you want to go a little bit slower and don't feel comfortable with a higher end car, you can modify it to an A class, or even a B class if you want to. Also, I do have a tune for my Mazda MX-5 if you want to download this yourself. Just search for this, you can pause this now, and you can download it and use it for yourself. So for my Mazda MX-5, we have an engine conversion, which we've selected as the 6.2 litre V8. We've kept it rear wheel drive, and we've also selected it as twin turbo. Now every other customization option is to the max, so engine performance is all the way up to the max, as well as performance and handling, the drivetrain. Now wheels and tyres is also something important as well. Me personally, I always use the Horizon race tyre compound. I've also had people suggest to me using the drag tyre compound, which doesn't make sense to me. However, try it, test it. If you don't like it, the race compound is perfect. Also, in the suspension options, drift springs are there as well. Now, the reason we select the drift springs is so that you can select your caster angle and set it to a higher angle, thus giving you more lock and better drifting. Now, once you're happy with everything that you've put onto the vehicle, it's now time to tune the vehicle. Now, we're going to go through each section of this. I'm going to show you all the settings that I use and the reasons why. So, for tyres, we've set the rear tyre pressure up to a little bit higher. Now, the reason for this is it makes your tyres a little bit more inflated, thus giving you slightly less grip, giving you more chance for your wheels to spin. These are my gearing options. However, I don't believe I've messed with these. However, if you want to pause this and use this now, you can do. Now, alignment plays a key role into drifting as well. So the front is all the way negative, and I have some negative camber on the rear as well. Toe in at the front is at 4 degrees, and at rear we got -3. Again, reason for that, if we're towing out at the front, it means we're getting more lock to lock when we're doing that. And the rear as well, once we initiate a drift, you've got a better patch of contact here to be able to keep the car sliding. And with drift springs, as I say, the caster angle is all the way to the top anyway. Leave this one alone. Now, anti-roll bars, springs and dampening. Soften the rear up a little bit and soften the front up a little bit. Springs, same again, get your ride height to the lowest and soften all these up. Again, the reason we do that is because when we're drifting, we want the rear to squat a little bit so we can get some force on the rear tires and also help the car maneuver. Aero, I don't touch. Braking, I sometimes add a little bit to the front and a little bit of pressure to the front. Doesn't really matter, I don't believe this helps. Now the main one here is differential, all the way to the top. You want to fully lock that differential. Having playing it can cause the wheels to act differently as opposed to rotating at the same time, meaning you can get an imbalance when drifting. So, now that we've set the MX-5 up, and now we feel happy doing it, let's take it for a drift and see how she handles. So, here we are in the MX-5 that we've just built and customized. Let's take it for a skate around this roundabout and see how well it holds and see how well it slides. I've also added the Xbox controller in as well, just so you can see what it's like and how you can do it yourself. So without further ado, let's get into some skidding. So as you can see in the first corner here, it just drifts really well. It holds in. We're going to drift around here, past this truck, change up a gear, and there we go. Sliding upon sliding. And it just doesn't stop. Next gear, 4th, still going. 5th, still going. 6th, still going, out of the roundabout. As easy as that. So now we'll show some of the other drift cars that I've created with the same sort of settings and show you what they look like and other things that you can choose for as well that isn't just an MX5. So here is another great drift car, same kind of settings again, same kind of build, the BMW M5, which is another great drift car, which I can show you a bit of now. So here we are in the BMW M5, which has a similar setup to the MX5, similar tuning, similar sort of power, however it does have a longer wheelbase, which means it's not quite as lively as the MX5. However, it does drift quite well, not in every gear, but here she goes, and the TVR has just literally binned it. We change up a gear, instant slide, into third, and just feathering the throttle, you can control the car all the way around the roundabout. So we get to the next junction, past the truck, and onto the motorway in style. So now you've seen how two different cars drifts, similar but not quite the same. Now there are a few other variants and other cars you can choose from. Nissan 350Zs, a few of the Nissans, the S15s, the S14s, the 240 SXs, even the Dodge Chargers and stuff like that are all great drift cars. Now all the cars that I use are rear-wheel drive and not four-wheel drive. That can depend on your preference and on how you feel is best to drift. However, I hope you've learned something well in this video. There's going to be more Horizon content to come. If you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know if you're ready for Forza Horizon 5. Until the next time, see you soon, and thank you so much for watching.